Have you ever looked at your future and thought, I honestly have no idea what I'm doing? Maybe you're not completely happy, you just feel stuck. Everyone else seems to be moving forward, where you're still trying to figure out what you care about, what you're good at, and what you should do next. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know this. Feeling lost doesn't mean you don't have a passion. It really means you haven't found the right way to explore it yet. And in this video, I'm gonna show you a practical process that helped me find more clarity in my own life and career. More importantly, I'm not gonna explain it only in theory. I'll take you inside Telokind and walk you through a real example, step by step, so you can see exactly how the process works. We often talk about passion as if it's something you're supposed to discover all at once. Like one day, the answer will suddenly appear and everything will make sense. But that's not how it worked for me. I didn't find my direction by thinking harder. I found it by looking at my life more clearly, choosing a direction, taking action, and then learning from what actually happened. That process eventually became Telokind. Telokind is designed to help you answer three big questions. Who do I want to be? What kind of life do I want to build? And what can I do next, right now, to move toward it? So let me show you how this works. The first thing you will see is a set of 10 life roles. A life role describes the kind of change you naturally want to make in the world. It is not a personality test, a job title, or a label that you have to keep forever. For example, you can see roles like explorer, creator, builder, leader, cultivator, caregiver, guardian, connector, experiencer, and seeker. Like a creator wants to give an idea a real, shareable form, a builder enjoys turning an idea into something that can actually work in the real world, and a caregiver is naturally drawn to reducing suffering and helping life recover. You don't need to understand every role perfectly the first time you see this page. Some of the names may feel familiar right away, while others may take a little more time. That's completely okay. For now, just read through them and notice which ones feel familiar. Ask yourself, which kind of work gives me energy? What do I start doing naturally, even when nobody gives me a title? And remember, you're not trying to find one permanent label. You're simply collecting clues about how you may want to participate in the world. Now that we have a way to think about who we want to be, let's move to the next question. What do we actually want our life to contain? Here, you will find 16 ultimate goals. These represent different outcomes a person may want to build into their life. For example, you can see health, stability, wealth, freedom, love, joy, experience, growth, achievement, recognition, power, understanding, integrity, contribution, legacy, and inner peace. None of these goals is automatically better than another, and you're not choosing the answer that sounds the most admirable. Instead, ask yourself which result would make a real difference in my ordinary life. Would I still want it if nobody else could say it? So, the difference between these two sections is quite simple. Your life roles help you think about how you want to take part in the world. Your ultimate goals help you think about what you want your life to contain. Once one of these goals feels meaningful enough to explore, you can use it to build a path. And this is where the process becomes much more concrete. Let's look at this example. At the top of the page, you can see that the primary ultimate goal is health. And right underneath it, the path says, I want to experience vibrant health every day. This is the example I used to walk you through the 5 parts of the path. You can see all 5 parts on this page. Past goal, success evidence, current position, current route bet, and current move. Let's go through them one by one. The first part is the past role. In this example, the goal is I want to experience vibrant health every day. Notice that this describes the state I want to experience, not the route I'm going to use to get there. I'm not saying I need to go to the gym 5 times a week. That would already be a specific route. Instead, I'm starting with the result I actually care about. Feeling healthy, energetic, and able to live my life fully. This distinction matters because there may be many different routes to the same goal. So once the destination is clear, the next question is, how would I know I was actually getting there? That brings us to success evidence. Success evidence means the clear signs that would tell you the goal is becoming real. In this example, the evidence includes my annual medical checkup results are within normal ranges. My mental health assessment shows no significant concerns. I have no diagnosis of major illness during this year. And in everyday life, I consistently feel energetic and positive. The important thing here is to make the goal observable. Be healthy is a good intention, but it is still very broad. These signs make it easier to recognize whether the path is working, and you don't need perfect evidence. You just need a few clear signals that make sense for your life. Now we know where we want to go and we know what progress might look like. But before choosing a road, we also need to be honest about where we are starting from. So next, let's look at the current position. The current position is simply a snapshot of what is true right now. In this example, I wrote, my physical checkups over the past 5 years have been fine with only minor issues. I do regular mental health self-checks and I'm doing okay. And over the past few years, I've generally been feeling okay. This part doesn't need to sound impressive. It just needs to be honest. You can include what is already working, what resources you can draw on, and anything the past needs to respect or protect. Think of it like a map. Your past goal is a destination, but your current position is your here marker. Once you have both, you can start thinking about a realistic route between them. That leads us to the current route bet. The current route bet is optional, and the word bet is important. It means, based on what I know right now, I think this route is worth trying. It is not a permanent commitment, and it is not a guarantee. In this health example, the route bet has two main directions. The first is to build a healthier routine. That could include choosing a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, preparing meals with protein and vegetables, and doing a combination of strength training and cardio each week. The second direction is to build mental resilience. For example, that could mean setting aside 15 minutes of worry time to process concerns, or writing down 3 good things each night as a gratitude practice. So, as you can see, one past goal can have several possible routes, and this is also where your life roles can help. You can go back to roles you recognized earlier and ask, if this is the kind of person I want to become, which route feels natural and worth testing? But even a good route bet can still feel too big. So the final step is to turn the road into one small action you can actually control. This is your current move. Here's the current move in this example. For the next 3 days, I track my bedtime and wake up time. Then I use what I learned to choose a consistent sleep schedule that fits my real life. Notice how specific this is. It doesn't say become healthier. It doesn't say fix my sleep. It tells me exactly what to do, how long to do it, and what decision I will make up forward. So that is what makes a good current move. It is concrete, manageable, and within your control. So instead of trying to solve your whole life at once, you give yourself one action that can create new evidence. And after you complete the move, you can come back, review what happened, and choose the next one. So let's put the whole process together. First, define the state you want in your past goal. Then, describe the signs that would count as success evidence. Next, be honest about your current position. After that, choose a current road bet that seems worth testing. And finally, turn that road into one small, concrete current move. The sequence is goal, evidence, current reality, a rule worth testing, and one action you can take now. Each part makes the next part easier. Once you build the path, come back to it every week. Ask yourself, what did I actually do? What did I learn? What gave me energy? What felt unrealistic? Does this route bet still make sense? What should my next current move be? You're allowed to change your mind. In fact, revising the past is part of the process. Every real experience gives you better information about who you are, what matters to you, and what you want to do next. If it feels complicated at first, the first time you use Telokind, some of the terms may feel unfamiliar. You may think there are too many concepts to understand. That's completely normal. You don't need to master the whole system before you begin. Start with one ultimate goal. Create a quick first version of the path, choose one curved move. Then test it in real life and come back with better information. Your first path doesn't need to be perfect, it only needs to help you move. I believe everyone has the ability to find direction that feels meaningful, but passion is not always something you discover before taking action. Very often, it is something you build through action. You choose a direction, you try something, you pay attention, you adjust. Little by little, the picture becomes clear. You may not know exactly who you are or what you want today. That's okay, you can learn, and you can start with one small move. I hope this example gives you a clear idea of how Telokind can help you find your path. In future videos, I go deeper into every part of the system and share more real examples of how to use it. If you're feeling stuck, tell me in the comments which ultimate goal would you like to explore first. And if you want to keep building your path with me, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.